Hi, this is Shara with Psychic Miss Paranormal and Elite Paranormal Specialists. So I actually did 8 experiments with the Haitian Voodoo group of entities. The Master of the Void is who I originally went for. He turned out to be pretty volatile. I found many other entities that came through the dark void, so I started to contact them, started getting some really cool things from them. So I continued to work with 6 of the ones that stood out the best. Then I had a few more that I added in. So this is actually the 3rd follow-up or the 4th experiment that I am going to show you today. So this particular experiment was more EVP intensive, and that's always great because that's where you get your best information. And then of course we have a few pictures. They're not EQZ pictures, they're Perlin pictures. So they're very interesting pictures. I like them. So I'm going to show you these things today, and this way you can find out what I learned. Alright, so I'm just going to dive right into the EVPs. You might need your headphones to hear some of these. And after that, we're going to do the Perlin pictures, and I might add a couple explanations for some of the EVPs that need it. So here we go. Why did you come and speak with me tonight? Do you know Josh? So at this point, I already had suspicions that the Squask, namely Josh, was kind of interfering in these experiments from the void. And yeah, that's why I asked if they knew Josh. And then they said, work with us. And that's something Josh says a lot. Something, yeah, I think he hacked into my experiment just a little bit here. Does everybody in your species have long heads like that? So when I asked if everybody in their species had long heads, I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. I was curious because I wanted to learn more about their race. They said, think with the Bible. So that kind of leads me to believe that perhaps somewhere in the world in one of the sacred texts that beings like that were mentioned. There's a lot of different beings that are mentioned in sacred texts, like the Nephilim, for example. Also, I do want to say that a lot of times these beings that come through EVP, instead of answering a question directly, they'll take the time to tell you something they want to tell you, because that is very rare time that they get to tell you what they want to tell you. So instead of answering a question that you want to know, they tell you what they want you to know. But I do think in this case, I think they were trying to give me a lead. Are you a good or evil being? Are you a demon? Somebody in my group asked me if they thought that perhaps these beings, these species, were demonic. And I said they are otherworldly. I mean, they don't have demonic characteristics. They are malevolent, but they don't have demonic characteristics. But I asked them just to make them happy. And of course, they said no, why? But a lot of different things occurred that would make me believe they're otherworldly instead of demonic. Demonic entities always have a certain pattern about them, a lot of things that you can tell that they're demonic. Is there something you would like to ask me? What do you think of my species? Alright, anything else you'd like to say before I go? Can you say goodbye? Are you here with me? This EVP might not seem like it, but when I asked where they came from, they said Emily Badass. That is obviously not where they came from. However, it's an opportunity for them to verify that they do know some things about my life. For instance, my little impy Emily runs around the house like a little badass. So I think that that's what they were trying to get at there. She's certainly as the old folks would say, a whippersnapper, but an adorable one. Where do you come from? What is your species of being called?
I tell you there. I tell you there.
Are you a demon? Did you say you were a human? I got these two pictures. Are you either one of these beings? Are you the being on the left? One of the Perlin pictures that came out almost looked like a merman of some type. So the next two EVPs question that. This being on the right, is this just a bent body or does it actually have a tail like a merman? Is that a completely different species than the long-headed beings? I'm very curious about your species. What can you tell me about your species? What is your purpose? Why did you come and speak with me tonight? So the next two EVPs give more proof that Josh from the Squask was kind of crashing my experiment. Only I think that what ended up happening was that Josh kind of pressured the new beings that I'm talking to here into helping them crash my experiment. And it ends up where they're kind of like watching me for him. So check these two out. They pressured them a little bit until they finally volunteered to do their dirty work for them. Do you work for Josh? Is that why you came and showed up on my experiment? Did you come through the void to get here? So here you go, more verification that Josh got to these beings. You know, he said real reason, so bingo. Ding, ding, ding. Does everybody your species have long heads like that? Are you a demonic being? So once again, here's even more proof that they know about my life, because I asked again about, being a demonic being. I repeat questions several times in case they couldn't answer the first time. Maybe I'll get it another time. And this time they said, my mother's Anna. Well, my mother is Anna. Are other beings like you from your planet or your realm here on Earth to harm the Earth's population? No. Can you give me a sample of your language now? Speak something in your language now, please. Now, I've gotten EVPs with different kinds of mechanical sounds, but this one was just different than the ones I got through. It almost sounds like you can hear words. You can hear talking, but no matter what I tried doing with this particular clip, I couldn't make anything out. I couldn't slow it down, speed it up, clean it up, nothing. It was just the way it is. And it's just weird that the whole entire session, which was quite long, didn't have anything on it. When I asked, hey, speak your language, then I get these mechanical sounds from otherworldly beings. So maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Either way, it's interesting, so I thought I'd put it out there. So anything that you would like to say, please say it now to me. Tell me what you really think of me. Great way to end that session, huh? So now I'm going to show you the 5 Perlin images that came out. The very first one is the merman, or that type of being that I asked about, and followed by the rest, which will have a description in it. Enjoy! was a very successful fourth experiment with the Haitian Voodoo entities that came through the dark void. I think that it was very obvious that Josh had put them up to something, and you could tell by the way that the experiment has been changing. At first they came through with the exception of the Master of the Void, who seemed pretty volatile, and I decided I wasn't going to speak with him anymore. But the other entities that came through that were talking to me were very helpful, giving me advice and telling me how I can improve upon the paranormal device that I've been building. And then all of a sudden things kind of changed where I wasn't really getting that kind of advice anymore. It seemed to take on a little bit more of a malevolent nature. So stay tuned because we have another follow-up, really learning a lot about these long-headed beings which call themselves the Ropayans. Very interesting thing to learn. I mean, even if they come off a little malevolent, I'm still learning something with every single experiment that I do. And that's the whole purpose of doing experiments, right? To learn, which is what we're doing. So I thank you for joining me. If you liked this video, please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. It really helps. And it's a lot of work, and I like to share this with people who are interested in this kind of thing. So this is Chart with Psychic Miss Paranormal and Elite Paranormal Specialist. Have a good night.